Hey YouTube, back with another video. My name is Gunmu Cho, and just uploading these daily, just trying to be consistent so I can, be comfortable talking in front of a camera. But just a little life update. I've been back home since September. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough. Moving away from the city, away from friends. It can, be mentally draining, especially because I didn't take for granted what I had in Seattle. I honestly made the most of it. I just wish I spent my time earlier on building myself and networking more. I think that's the biggest thing I struggled with early college until I met several friends that have introduced me to numerous amount of people that I'm so grateful for. And I don't know if it's COVID that hindered my abilities to network again and open myself up again to new people, because I was in high school. I didn't see the same people every day. I essentially came to college with knowing very few people, maybe several students from my high school that I honestly wasn't even really close to. And yeah, so moving back home now, especially, helping my parents out. I'm still job searching, and it's been really rough living with family again and just being a different person in the same environment. It can be very challenging because the way I see it is, when you put yourself at an old environment and people are kind of used to seeing you the way that you used to be, they kind of treat you differently. And, I like to think of myself of, I grew a lot throughout college, and coming back home, I have boundaries and morals now that, might not align with my family and the way they used to treat me. So that's something that I've been going through a lot, is creating healthy boundaries and trying to communicate how I feel about living at home, and really letting my mom just try to understand me as a person and what I want and who I really am. Because in high school, I honestly didn't express my feelings a lot to my parents. I kind of just did what they told me to do, and I never really spoke up because growing up in my household, I feel like being the younger sibling too, like, it's really hard for your voice to be heard. And since my family was tied with the family business, I feel like there was a lot of burdens that got put onto us kids that I wouldn't say it wasn't fair, because I honestly, I learned a lot from working at such a young age, and it's built my foundation to work hard and be extremely disciplined and just to show up whenever my parents needed me. But one thing that does suck is I kind of got that lifestyle taken away from me from being a kid, just being able to be creative, just do whatever I wanted to do, and working graveyard over summers, weekends, just missing out on friends hanging out, birthday parties, stuff like that. But although, as much as I dislike being home, which I think is totally okay, I've been really trying to learn and repair my relationship with my parents, being more communicative. And this isn't just about, my relationship with my parents. It's for the future too. And one takeaway I want from this, hopefully before I move out of home, is to really heal my inner child and heal a lot of wounds that have been inflicted on me in the past, that so I don't hurt people in the future. I think this is a great time for me to really reflect and grow as a person and become better, because essentially if I never went back home and continued to live in the city or just away from home, I don't think I would have gotten that closure on being more communicative and just being a better person overall. I think just the way I grew up. My parents bring a lot of the bad side out of me, and I seriously like just don't know sometimes how to really express myself or resolve conflicts because there was just so much violence in my household growing up, and now I have the opportunity to grow, listen, and try to be better while being home. But also mentally, it's been hard. I've been doing so many interviews now, and I've just been falling short, or I'm just not a good fit for the company, stuff like that. And it can be very discouraging getting all these rejections. And I think this is allowing myself to be better too. Growing up, I had a fear of failure, fear of rejection, and throughout college and till now, I've been learning to better myself through those failures, through those rejections, knowing how to pick myself back up and carry on with those failures and rejections, and just let it be a learning curve for me. I think that's something I wish I learned earlier on, was being okay with failure, being okay with not exceeding expectations, or I don't even know if it's success. At an earlier age, it's, parents being strict with grades. I feel like you've always just had to be your best, but I think it's so okay, and it's honestly a good thing to go through failure. I wish I failed more. I'm not saying, I failed a lot growing up, but I feel like I never really picked myself back up. Instead, I kind of ran away from failure and ran away from rejection, which is why I've just been so kept to myself. But now, after going through these failures and rejections, I've learned a lot about myself and what I'm capable of and what I do to keep myself pushing. And I hope throughout days of recording and just being consistent, I can really open up and start editing the videos and really just give what I think and talk about my personal experiences and what I've done to help me, so whoever watches this can also benefit from listening to me as well. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm still applying for jobs here, but my parents, their health isn't that great right now. My dad's getting surgery on his shoulder, and my mom her health is just not good, which honestly is sad. My parents are getting old here, and they've worked extremely hard to get to where they wanted to be and get me and my siblings to support us through college, through life in general. So seeing them not healthy it's been hard, because I wouldn't even say burden falls onto me. It's just like, now I feel like I have to step up and take the responsibility and help them out as much as I can, even though that's delaying my growth. I feel like I'm just creating excuses for myself now to why I'm not where I need to be. But I will say a lot of my time allocated has been towards my parents now, and it's just been hard. Like, I'm young. Sometimes, like, I feel like I just want to live the life that I want to live, but I have to remember my parents went through a lot to bring me here. So I feel like growing up, I felt obligated to give back to my parents, and I think every kid should. But it's also not our job to get our parents' I don't know how to put this. You know what? Scratch that. I don't even know where I'm going with that. Maybe I'll think of something. But yeah, it's been hard. Especially because you get to see like all your friends and other people, man, already working. They're like where you want to be, but you're like, why can't I get that? Or I'm not where I want to be. But honestly, if I carry that mindset, then I'm just thinking off of jealousy, and and not allowing myself to grow before I get there. I think, I'm not saying that I'm shorthanded or anything. I believe, I can do whatever I want if I put my mind to it. But it's more of not taking this time that I have right now for granted. I'm not gonna, I don't get to be home, this much now because I was in college, but now I'm back home. I'm spending more time with my family. Allowing myself to rebuild, and so I can treat people better in the long run. So I think this is good for me right now. But I just need to be better, man. I need to learn from my failures and my rejections, and hopefully things start going my way. But the biggest thing I'm trying to do is not worry about where I am at life right now. I think that's one of the biggest things I've been working on is being okay with being home and helping my parents out instead of working at a corporate job, making more money. I think being home has allowed me to really connect myself with my roots and my upcomings. And also I've been going to church for about 2 months now, and honestly I can't even put into words how much it's helped me and the people that have helped me along the way. Shout out Josh and Clayton. They've been very helpful to me in my journey to God and spiritual thinking and just being better spiritually. I honestly would love to talk about that more on a different video, but just right now, just going to church every Sunday and starting to go to Bible study every Thursdays has been so helpful for me. It allows me to disconnect with what I do every day and allow myself to just really focus on God and surround myself with people that have the same interests as me and want to grow our relationship with God himself. So it's been honestly very, very good. Allowing myself to reflect more about who I want to be. Because the way I see it is, I want to build a foundation where I can become a better person constantly. But if I can do this on a different scale, because if I'm being honest, I would not have gone to church. All right, I didn't really go to church growing up, but being back home now has allowed me to go to church. It has allowed me to learn about God and my spiritual well-being. I'm able to learn, and I love learning. I love getting introduced to new things. So I'm grateful, honestly, to be at home, even though it's been very hard. But really just learning about how to protect my peace with all the chaos. And I hope going through this now will benefit me in the future and how I go about life in general. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Sorry for the pauses and stuff like that. I'm still trying to get better at just being able to spit out what I say. And hopefully I can start editing these videos once I get very comfortable and I can start outlining stuff I really want to talk about, because I feel like I have a lot to say. But yeah, that's it for now. But thank you for listening if you've made it this far. Appreciate you.